Gonna make a video for I believe your name's Tinger, with some numbers. I haven't seen any of your videos until recently because of the interaction between you and Gumby Man. She said that you said some really upsetting things to her, and so I watched 2 of your videos, and I didn't get any kind of feeling that you were, a bad dude. I did get kind of a sense that maybe you're not really a communicator. And I mean, not a lot of people are. A lot of people are pretty subtle with how they express themselves. But I think sometimes that means that they haven't fully developed, or don't maybe even see the need to develop their ability to communicate. You know, like you can communicate just well enough to get the job done. But here's where I'm going with this, because I know that you said some things to Gumby Man that were inappropriate, and that, like Gumby Man said, I didn't think, before you said this, she didn't think that you were a bad guy. So if somebody has trouble communicating, they might, if you don't have a lot of things to, a lot of tools, or like you're painting a picture. If you don't have a lot of colors to work with, and you're unhappy, it's just, deep dark red, lots of dark red, rather than lots of subtle shades to try to communicate exactly what is bothering you. And that's the other thing too. I think that sometimes communication skills between other people help. It almost kind of helps show you how, like, communication skills with yourself are just as important. Just like what actually is bothering me, and how can I communicate that, rather than I'm upset that I'm upset, and how can I lash out. So I'm assuming, based on my brief impression of watching just 2 of your videos, and then Gumby Man's impression that you're not a bad guy, is that you became upset and needed to lash out for some reason, and you used, kind of a blunt instrument kind of expression of you said what you felt was necessary to have some sort of desired reaction, which, I guess for some reason you desired to upset Gumby. And also, like, sometimes, like, I remember this person. I don't know this person really well, but I know them well enough to know that they're a good person, and real sensitive about, like, new skills. Like, they're really conscious of not being good at something, and they really want to be good at it and be recognized for it. But they're like, recognizing and praising their effort for them doesn't count. Like, they want to skip past that and be recognized for being good at this. And someone was just, like, praising their effort and giving them some pointers. And actually, I thought that was a really good thing to do. But this person felt that was being critical. And probably because that's the other thing, they don't have the tools to deal with that information with themselves. They don't realize that I'm better than I was yesterday is fantastic. They're like, I'm not as good as I want to be, and that feels negative to them. So someone said, you're better than you were yesterday, and also this might help you. And this person responded with this this nice guy that's learning this thing, responded with this racist comment and some, like, Hail Hitler stuff. And I don't think this guy's a Nazi. I don't think this guy's racist. I think this guy has insecurities or preconceived notion that praise for a little bit of improvement combined with this is a way you could better yourself is seen as threatening. And where did he get that from? Like maybe he got it from his parents or something like that. And then he absorbs that. You know, rather than think being better than yesterday is a good thing. He thinks I'm not as good as I should be, so that means I suck. You know, it's like that really kind of black and white, really low level of inner communication. All right, so say you're this guy. Say you, for whatever reason, your society that you were raised in, it might be your parents or the community you lived in, the things that were passed on to you as being truth. Maybe you never, if you're not into communication, if you're not into like your inner dialogue and your outer dialogue, that might mean you just absorb a lot of ideas and never question them. Like someone says, anybody that's on disability or anybody that gets any income that isn't directly a response to their hard work is a freeloader. Like this, like some sort of like just generalization that doesn't take into account all these just terrible things life can hand out to you. But if you never really question that, especially if you don't have a lot of life experience, especially if you haven't, a lot of relation experience, like if you haven't met somebody that was a super hard worker and way into sports, and then one weekend this guy dives into the river and hits the shallow bottom and breaks his back, and then not only does he have to like live a new life of being a paraplegic, but now he has to deal with massive amounts of depression, maybe a brush with drug addiction. And then like suddenly this person's living off money that they get back from the system that they've been paying into. Now the system's now paying their rent and things like that. Like if you've never met that guy, if you don't realize how hard a struggle it can be from personal experience, you might just kind of base it off what you've heard in the past. Like somebody said this one thing and you just absorbed it as truth. Where are we with this? That's 7 minutes. Alright, the other thing too is no matter what you do in life, you can make up for it. And I've seen it done a whole lot of different ways, and the best way is just to admit that you made a mistake, take responsibility for it, make amends, and then you live with it. And it's not like an albatross hanging around your neck. It's not like a misery. It's a reminder to always be careful and to think about things. And in the future, when you feel like some raw emotion bubbling up, realize that it takes a lot of different tools to not only interpret your own emotions, but a lot of different tools to express them. It's just not a simple thing, communication. It's not a simple thing, emotion. Well, anyway, Tinger, I'd like to see a video from you. Might be a good start of really getting into communicating. I'd like to see a video of you talking about, addressing the situation with Gumby Man. And I've seen some people do some fast responses, and just like that guy I was talking about that lashed out with that Heil Hitler stuff. Sometimes it's best, like for instance this video is probably why it's so wordy, is I've been thinking about it a long time, but I wanted to wait till emotions weren't clouding what I wanted to communicate. Because sometimes I've seen people like in this kind of situation just lash right out with their first video reaction. I've seen people actually put out one and then they take it down, and then they put out another and then they take it down, and then a couple of days later they come out with, you know, a more rational, responsible video. So I'd say think about it. Really think about what went on, why it happened, and what kind of responsibility you take for it. So, all right. I look forward to your video. I hope you make it.